Okay, we have today a very interesting lesson, and first of all I would like you to watch one video, and according to this video you should guess the theme of our today's lesson.
The person you are trying to call is currently busy. The person you are trying to call is currently busy. Busy in a world that needs no buffering. A world where you log in without a password. Where you are guided by your heart, not an app. Where you filter your thoughts, not photographs. It's a wonderful world. Maybe you should visit it sometime. It's where you make a friend without a request. Have a conversation without a character limit. Hear a tweet instead of reading one. Play, but not on a screen. It's where your time is more valuable than your timeline. Where you live your life and not scroll through it.
So, any ideas? What is the theme of our today's lesson?
The life without internet.
Okay, other ideas?
A life on the nature.
Life of the nature.
I understand that in a video saying that the world, real world, more beautiful than widespread.
Okay, what do you think, Dobro?
Advantages of life without internet.
Okay, very good. So you are right, the theme of our today's lesson is the life without internet. So, all words were familiar to you? Or you have difficulties in understanding? No. Okay. Let's do one warm-up test. You should match the words with their definition, and you have 2 minutes for this. So all words are from our previous lessons, and the vocabulary is directly connected to internet thing. finished? You have 1 minute more. Okay? Are you finished? Okay. Write group one. Group one. As you can see, you are divided into 2 groups or 3 groups. Group 1, group 2, and group 3. You should write on your sheet of paper, but you written it on your another sheet. Okay. Let's check. Let's exchange your sheets. Group 2 and group 3. Okay, let's check. Here is your keys. Group 1. So how many mistakes? Group 1, how many mistakes? 1? 4 mistakes. Okay. Group number 2?
0 mistakes.
0 mistakes. Okay. And group number 3?
7 mistakes.
7 mistakes. Okay. So look. Here you can see on the key sheet, you can see 1 and 2 mistakes is 3 points. 1 and 2 mistakes, 3 points. So group number 2 has 3 points. 3 and 5 mistakes, 2 points. Group number 1 have 2 points. And more than 5 mistakes, 3 points. Or 1 point, sorry. 1 point. Okay. Was it difficult? No? You made some mistakes, okay? It was the warm-up, no problem. Okay. Our next task is listening. You will listen to one audio file, and after that you will make some exercises. Just a second, please. I will give you. Can you read the task for group 1? What should you do in your task?
Match the words with their definitions.
Match the word with the definition. Complete the sentences. And the third group, put the items in order. Jordan has told. Okay. Please listen carefully. You will listen 2 times. Let's start.
Hi children. Hi. Thanks for talking to me today. What would you like to talk about? Today I was going to talk about music and how it's changed in terms of distribution and influence on social media in today's generation. Great. So I'm a big fan of music. I grew up listening to it on the radio, my mum's old CDs in the car. And it's funny how growing up you see how in today's digital age and generation how music is distributed and shared. When I was young and my parents were young, you'd only ever hear music on the radio or on television on Top of the Pops. But nowadays music gets shared around all the time on YouTube and Twitter and Instagram. As an artist myself, I found it really interesting how songs are going viral and acts are breaking, not from a prime slot on a television show, but just by music gaining heat online, getting shared around, numbers exponentially growing. It's also made things very difficult because the pool's so much bigger now, everybody's doing it. But equally, you can have a hit in your bedroom, many people, many artists are. They have one song that goes online, a DJ ends up playing it in the club, and it goes viral overnight, and it's a great thing that a lot of people are making a career that way, which I just find really interesting. And as a musician myself, we are making a lot more of my music from a home studio because it's more accessible for a lot more people now. Do you think the changes are for the better or for the worse? I'm interested to see how it goes. I think in many ways it's a good thing because it opens lots of doors to many people that otherwise wouldn't be able to afford studio time and being able to get their creativity in the best possible format it can be. But equally, I think there are negatives to it because the opportunities are getting less and less and people's interests and hopes for instant gratification are having a detrimental effect on the ability of making new music. There's not much time given to be able to really make your craft and sonically engage in an audience because you don't have long enough, you don't have their attention long enough for them to really listen and invest in your development. Right. And which is your favourite platform for putting your music out? My favourite platform is YouTube because that's where the most of my subscribers are. And what I do is every week on my channel I put out covers of my most favourite songs, of the most famous artists, of the songs that are doing really well. So that's how I'm able to garner more fans and subscribers over to my channel so they can hear more of my music. And through that they're able to hear my original music as well. Do you want to mention the name of your channel in case our listeners want to subscribe? Sure. My channel's called Jordan Clark 500. It's Clark with an E? Yes, it's right. Jordan Clark with an E 500. You'll find covers and some original material on there, and you can find out more about me. So yeah, please check it out. Great. Thanks so much, Jordan. Thank you. This recording is from the British.
Okay. You will listen to the audio file again, and you have time to finish your work. So, we are talking about the social media, right? Which one? Which social media they mentioned? YouTube. Okay, yes, you're right, YouTube.
So, to find more activities to practice your English, visit www.
Okay, let's check your answers. Just a second. Exchange your sheet of papers. Exchange. Group number 1. I will give you the keys. Just a moment. Look at the monitor. Group number 1. Check. Group number 1. Match the words. First one is distribution. Top of the pops. To go viral. To open doors. The studio. Instant gratification. Detrimental and cover. Group number 2. Have you checked? Group number 2. Complete the sentences. You should put the words in the correct order. And the group number 3. Have you checked?
Yes.
Group number 3. Okay, let's check how many mistakes group number 1. How many mistakes or points? Just say me the points. Mistakes and points. Group number 1.
Zero.
0 mistakes. Okay, so it's 3 points, right?
Yes.
Group number 2. How many mistakes?
One mistake.
1 mistake is
3
also
points.
3 points. And group number 3. 0 mistakes. Okay, great. Also 3 points. Okay, so in this audio file we learned about experience of musician.
Yes.
And what did he tell us about Jordan? About music, about also about what?
About music on YouTube or Instagram.
Arseni? What have you learned from this audio also about music? So he told us about advantages, right? Advantages of social media for musicians. So it is they have a chance to be popular with the help of what?
Without studio.
Also with the help of
Instruments. Musician instruments.
So,
with the help of social media, with the help of internet. So the theme of our lesson is life without internet, and today we will discuss advantages and disadvantages of internet. Please pay attention to the monitor. So the objectives of our lesson are to summarize the usage of lexical material, to develop speaking skills on a given topic, to enrich vocabulary, to develop listening comprehension, and to revise grammar and keywords of opinion. So now you have another interesting task. Here are some cards which will help you to do this task. And I want you to watch one video more. About how internet has changed our life. Please look and listen carefully.
Gadgets and technology play a part in our lives, but it literally is just a part. Don't ever succumb to panic. Real life is definitely still out there despite the huge effect that the internet has to modern life. Nevertheless, it's funny to think about the hundreds of little ways it has changed our behavior. Here are 10 of the ones we've noticed. How many do you recognize? That's it, you're going home right now. Anyone who was born before the internet era remembers this phrase. A few dozen years ago, kids ran home only if their favorite TV show was about to start. These days, it's almost impossible to make them play outside the house. Well, sometimes they do go outside, but only if you allow them to take their gadgets with them. Before the internet era, we used to take a real camera with us on our trips. That's us on the mountain, that's us feeding a giraffe, that's us near a waterfall, your friends would say. Wow, nice shots, it seems you've had a great time. These days, well, this is the most popular kind of photo on Instagram. How are your friends supposed to comment to this? Hi, Bob's Legs, you look great as usual. You can literally put someone else's feet on your Instagram. No one will notice the difference. Staying on the topic of photos, here is an ordinary situation from the good old times. Did you pack the camera, honey? Sure, hope there's enough film. Moving on to these days, did you pack the selfie stick? Sure, and I'm using it right now, smile. Years ago, you had to call a newspaper to place your ad to sell a car. Sometimes you even had to visit their office. Then potential buyers would keep calling you to get the details, day after day. Welcome to today. You just click, click, click on Facebook and done. Here you go. Hey guys, I'm selling my car. Please share, repost. As easy as pie. Is there anyone who has never been in the next situation? You go to the bathroom, lock the door, ready to spend some time alone, and damn it, bring me some toilet paper! You screamed so desperately even the neighbors could hear you. What a shame, but there was no other way that time. Nowadays, the problem is solved. A few clicks on your phone and a toilet paper is delivered to you by one of your family members. Just don't forget to take your phone to the bathroom. Who knows what else you might need there? Now, what did we usually do when cooking went a bit wrong? Mom! Mom! Can you help me? These days, it's more like, okay, Google, how do I make soup? And here you go, thousands of recipes, thousands and thousands. However, I still do prefer calling my mom. Mom always knows better than Google. Let's move on. Do guys these days still flirt on the street? Years ago, they said something like, hey, does your mom need a new son-in-law? Girls used to roll their eyes, but I swear each of them secretly dreamed of being in a situation like this, just in order to roll their eyes and proudly pass by. These days, you hardly meet people in person anymore. Instead, you get personal messages, something like, hey sweetie, what's the difference between you and a shining star? You can still roll your eye, but no one would see it. Okay, let's say that lucky guy got the girl. They have a nice date, and suddenly the next situation pops up. How dare you? You are staring at her. Look away now. These days, the worst accusation is, you liked her photo, and you know what you have to do next. You'll spend a night deleting all your likes you left for other girls. Just kidding. Now, do you remember that pain of waiting for the next episode of your favorite TV show? We had to wait for a week. Nowadays, you can download 3 seasons of your favorite show all together and binge on them during the weekend. Whee! There's only one problem. The next season is not for another year. Now, what do you picture if I say the word pirate? Yeah, some brave man wearing a hat with a sword and a parrot. Back in the day, pirates were chasing treasure all around the world. These days, pirates look more like this. Their treasure is free media all over the internet, and they don't even have to leave their houses to get it. Looking for an answer to some question? We used to dream if only we had access to all the world's knowledge. But only books in a library were our salvation back in the day. Nowadays, it's 3 a.m., you're supposed to be up at 6 a.m., but you suddenly need to know what celery dreams about. Yes, it's really important right now. Of course, the internet and technology have changed our lives in other ways as well. Share your thoughts on this topic in the comments below down. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, and if you're visiting our channel for the first time, click subscribe.
Okay, so what have we learned from this video? What have we learned from this video? The main idea, just main idea, and after that we will do task.
The change that was before and now.
Change it that were before and now, okay?
The internet changed all our lives.
Okay.
Different situations which was before internet
In the past and now. Okay, very good. Now you have task. You should, first group should write advantages of internet. Just name them, and these cards can help you. You can also put them through the help of glue. The second group will write disadvantages of internet. Disadvantages of internet. And group number 3, you should sort advantages and disadvantages on one side. Pros and cons. So you have 2 minutes. These cards can help you. Some are not necessary to you. Don't forget to write also advantages and disadvantages. You should write, not only do the pictures, but list.
Это плюс-минус.
Okay. Finish? The one more minutes. Okay. Your time is up. You should present your project. Okay. So advantages, disadvantages of using internet, and the third group should sort pros and cons. Okay, who wants to be first to present the project? Давайте я приклею.
Что это?
Убери свою. Вот интересно.
Okay. Okay, let's start from advantages, okay? Come here. Everyone? Okay, let's start.
Our group presents advantages of internet. It can be, with internet you can do online shopping.
You can find a lot of information about everything.
You can develop your computer skills.
Okay, you can read e-books online.
You can chat with other people or make new friends.
You can be in a work community.
You can listen music for free.
Okay.
You can chat on the computer.
You can chat to the computer.
Also, you can get a free education.
Free education, okay, very good.
You
What
can-
about the pleasure time? What kind of pleasure time we can have with the help of internet?
You can, as I said, chat with your friends, play video games,
Okay.
Listen music.
And watch videos on YouTube.
watch films and your favorite Serials.
Learn lessons.
Okay. Is distant learning is also an advantage?
Yes, free education as we told.
Okay. Thank you very much. Have a seat, please. Group number 2. Disadvantages.
You can get a virus on your computer.
Stop talking, please.
You can be a multiple potato.
Okay.
You can lose our real friends if you will continue spend more time on the internet.
You can become addiction to the internet.
You can stop reading paper books.
You can become a lonely human.
You can spoil the eyes.
You can spoil your eyes. Okay.
Also, the main disadvantage of life without using internet is that you won't be able to connect with the entire world.
Okay. Yes, you are right. And you will not have a real friend, right? You will lose your real friends and become a potato and spend all your time in the internet. Okay, thank you very much. And the last one. Pros and cons. Everything that were mentioned before in 2 groups. Yeah, please read few of them only.
The advantages of internet that we can share files, photos, and videos, communicate with our friends, share files and chats.
Okay, everything that we mentioned in 2 groups. So the main disadvantages.
I think the main disadvantages of it is that we can meet link in the social media. We can spoil our eyes. It is very dangerous for our health. Get different virus, and internet can change our social behavior, habits, and we can lose all our friends.
What about cybercrime?
For cybercrime, I think it's very important too, because we can lose important information, different money, and own information.
Okay, thank you very much. Group number 2 didn't tell about cybercrime. Is it okay? Cybercrime. Also, can you help group number 2 to name other disadvantages of
Cybercrime.
that were not mentioned?
Cybercrime.
Cybercrime, okay.
Dangerous information.
Dangerous information.
Virus.
I cannot see here also bullying. A lot of children are
Addictions.
under influence of the bullying. Okay, thank you very much. I think that all 3 groups worked very good, and I can give you to all groups 3 points. Okay, thank you very much. And you have the last task. It's a reading task. We have all 3 tasks, and now this is the 4th task, reading. You should read the text and do, group number 1. Group number 3. Read the text and make an exercise. 1 minute left. Are you finished? Check your answers. Okay, let's check the answers. So how many mistakes group number 1 have? 0. 0. Group number 2? How many mistakes?
0.
Group number 3?
1 mistake.
1 mistake. Okay. So the test was about internet and social media. I would like to ask you some questions about social media. Just name me the social media that you know.
Pinterest.
Pinterest, okay.
TikTok.
TikTok.
Instagram.
Instagram. YouTube.
Pinterest.
Quicker.
Twitter.
Twitter, very good. Facebook.
Telegram.
Telegram, great.
Wiki.
Contact, okay.
Internet.
Okay, I don't know this social media.
Internet Explorer.
It's not a social media, it's search engine.
Search engine.
It's search engine.
Bangalika.
Okay, I don't know this one. Viber, great. Okay, thank you very much. And the last task, please do the sequence. You know how to do it. Here is the help. Name 1 word or noun. Description 2 words, adjectives, and action 3 words, verbs. Feeling 3-5 words, a phrase, and a sense or a synonym.
About what?
About the theme that we have talked today. Anyone. It could be internet. Quicker. Here is the example of sequence. For example, a book. Useful, interesting. A book advises, teaches. Advises, teaches, informs. And the phrase, reading is my hobby. And the synonym of book, our teacher. Okay, you ready? It can be about internet, computer maybe, other things that closely connected to our today's theme. Okay. It's an individual work, so I will ask only a few of you. From one group, one student will give your variant. Okay, please pick up.
Internet, useful for research, fast research, useful information on websites, social media.
So internet, right? Okay. The word internet was taken. Rebecca. Group number 2. You? Okay. Please.
Social media and
Social media.
social media. Useful, interesting, or try to follow. Social media is our free time.
Social media and synonym our free time. Okay, good. Interesting.
Life without internet, scroll, developing a lot. Without internet, you can speak with real people and take caring about yourself, life in nature.
So, life in nature. Okay, very good. So, what have you learned from today's lesson? Was it difficult for you? Have you any difficulty in reading, writing, maybe speaking and listening? Okay, then thank you very much for your attention, for being active, and here we can see the results. So,
11.
12, and 11. Okay, group number 2
10.
was a little bit luckier, but all of you,
3 got 10 points.
10.
10? Okay, sorry. 12, 11, and 10 points. Okay, thank you very much for your lesson. Yeah, goodbye.